So this is how you read the stave. You've got treble clef with this very special wiggly squiggly, and then you got bass clef. Let's start with the treble clef. Now, the lower on the lines you are, to the left you are in the keyboard. So E, G, B, D, F, G on top. The reason why I say girl, because girls have high voices usually, and a girl sits on top. It's just a way of remembering. You can come up with your own system, I don't really mind. And these are more the middle keys. So the first line, so this is in the line, so first line, second, third, fourth, fifth line, and then the G is on top. And on the piano, it's the middle keys. There's more keys over here, but this is middle E, so it's E for every, G for good, B for boy, D for deserves, and F for fruit. There's other mnemonic devices that you can use, I really don't mind. And so we have oh, let's turn on the piano. So we've got every good boy deserves fruit. It actually has a nice little jingle to it actually, but that's an exercise. There's 5 fingers, so use your 5 fingers. Finger 1 or digit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Every good boy deserves fruit. So the higher you go on the lines, the higher you go on the keyboard or the piano, whatever you're using. So that's every line. So starting with middle E is there, and then you go up to the right. And then you got in the spaces. In the spaces we have faces, and this is so true. Space in between the top line and the, bottom line and the second line, there's a space. If you think of it as a building, that's the first floor, second floor, third floor, fourth floor. First space, second space, third space, fourth space. So in the spaces, starting from middle F, not that it's often called middle F, you've got, these are the spaces. So you got faces, F-A, if I can write that properly, C-E. Oh, and there's the G for girl. That sits on top of the treble clef, G for girl, which kind of relates more to the spaces, but anyway. So in the spaces we have faces, and that's F, A, C, E, middle F, and then you go higher to the right, C, E. Practice that methodically, it will come together. Now we're going to shift the camera over here and get into a nice frame if I can. That's a bit horrible. Yep, that's good. Now with the bass clef indicated by this thing, you see that in the spaces, for some reason I've got the first line's in the spaces, all cows eat grass. And that's a lower A over here, all for A. If I can reach it, all cows eat grass. And that goes, all cows eat grass. So whenever you see anything with this looking symbol and you see that bottommost note in the lowest space, that's an A, C, E, G. And they're the spaces. Now the lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines, and the B is a boy because the boys have lower voices, usually, but not always. So you've got grizzly, here we are, grizzly bears don't fly aeroplanes, and there's a boy on top of all the lines. So we've got a G here for grizzly, and then a B for bears, a D for don't, an F for fly aeroplanes, and there's a B for boy. And that's with the left hand. Grizzly bears don't. And there's a boy that sits on top of every line. Grizzly bears don't fly aeroplanes. Every finger from finger 5 or digit 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. Grizzly bears don't fly aeroplanes. Get used to that. It'll take a little bit of practice, but once you accept that being a musician is all about practice, remember you can go to a lesson every week and you will succeed, but you can succeed so much quicker if you take control of your education, get a schedule, stick to your schedule and practice. And in fact, that is one of the prerequisites for joining my lessons. You must practice, you must have a schedule. Anyway, enjoy. That is probably the most important thing.